Hi folks, I'm Sam Haymart for Test Driven TV. Just a week ago we test drove the all-new 2014 Volkswagen Beetle Turbo, and in that review I made a lot of references to the last generation Volkswagen New Beetle, so I thought, why not take it out and show you what it's all about. Introduced back in 1998, the new Beetle was penned by automotive designer Jay Mays, who later did retro designs for Ford, including the 2002 Thunderbird and the 2005 Mustang. All three designs sharing yesteryear DNA, they offered up a modern edge to a familiar shape. The new Beetle rode a wave of love and flowers when it made its debut, offering a much-needed injection of warmth into the Volkswagen range. It went through 2005 before a mild facelift and new engines were added. The new Beetle was built on the Volkswagen Golf 4 chassis, which meant front-wheel drive and the need to move the cab forward to make it all fit. The rounded roof is artistic and almost cartoonish, creating a silhouette that's famous the world over. Up front is a handsome face that makes people smile with large eyes that seem to look at you. The rear sloped roofline and tail gives a sense of movement. The shape offers up a large rear hatch, the original Beetle only dreamed of. The shape gives ample interior space as well, a full 4 feet from the driver to the base of the windshield. The feel is strange for first-time drivers, but the cavernous effect gives a sense of roominess and safety. The rear seat only seats 2 across, however, and the headroom can be limited for taller passengers by that sloping roofline. The dash and interior are made of very high-quality materials. This means you can find examples well over 10 years old with 100,000 plus miles that still look like new inside. The dash wears particularly well over time, rarely fading or cracking. Some of the watch items for interiors on used new Beetles are worn switchgear and door panels that delaminate and lose their shape. In both cases, replacements are easily found online. The center console armrest on earlier models can be fragile as well. Leather seats come with heaters and wear well, though the cloth seat materials tend to be more resilient over time. If you can get a new Beetle with the optional Monsoon stereo system, you won't be disappointed, as it still has excellent sound quality even by today's standards. On the road, the new Beetle drives pretty much like the Golf 4 on which it's based. With front-wheel drive you get good traction in wet weather, but this car is no German Autobahn burner. One of the references I made to this car when I was test driving the 2014 Beetle was that it handled like an aluminum fishing boat with an outboard motor. And really, the big thing that earns that reputation is its steering. I mean, this is like turning a rudder. I mean, it's kind of slow off center, it's not really direct. But the thing is it does have a feeling of quality, and that really is one of the big things that sets this car apart from so many Japanese and Korean import cars you can buy in the used car market today. And that's the fact that this chassis and the steering has a feeling of quality. I mean, it feels built well. It just doesn't handle super precise. Our 2-liter tester averages about 28 to 30 miles per gallon. The 2-liter engine that was standard in the new Beetle has 115 horsepower and with only 8 valves is pretty old school. In fact, this engine architecture dates back to the 1970s. That said, it's reliable and bulletproof. Now, if you're getting the gas engine, just the base 2.0 liter engine, I'd probably recommend you get the automatic transmission over the 5-speed manual. And that's simply because this particular manual transmission paired with this engine really doesn't offer up enough fun to make it worth the effort. And because there just isn't that much horsepower, this engine isn't a high revving engine, you know, it might be just as easy to let the thing shift itself. Popular with a large following is the 1.9-liter TDI turbo diesel. These can achieve easily 40 to 45 miles per gallon on average and well over 50 miles per gallon with a manual transmission. They cost quite a bit more than gas models, even with 150 to 200,000 miles on the clock, as they are extremely durable. When looking at a TDI Beetle, the most important item to look at is service records. The timing belt must be changed at regular intervals. If you cannot confirm this has been done, budget for one immediately upon purchase. Also, avoid the 4-speed automatic transmission with TDIs if you can, as they're notoriously troublesome and expensive to fix. Lastly, the 1.8-liter turbo is the performance engine offering 150 horsepower. When buying one, be sure to have it well checked and see to it that maintenance has been done during its life. These are good engines but can be very costly to fix if they break. When shopping Beetles, know a few common issues. Many have foggy eye, meaning the headlamps are clouded and faded. They can be replaced but tend to be pricey. Lower grills are often broken as well but can be easily replaced. Also, the lower rocker panels are part of the frame. Often you'll find these cars with dented or creased rockers. Know that replacing or repairing them is not a bolt-on process but an intensive body shop experience that can cost $1,000 to $1,500. The ownership experience is the gift that keeps on giving, however. No other car on the planet lights up the eyes of children and adults alike as they see it cruising down the road. Even the toughest of guys have a soft spot for it that makes them smile until their girlfriend shuts them down with a jealous frown. Well, wrapping it up, as you can tell, the new Beetle does offer up something a little more interesting than your average Honda or Toyota for a used car. But, as I said, you want to be handy with a wrench or have a good shop nearby to use to keep it maintained, especially if it's a TDI. But you know something? Despite all of its quirks, it's a car that does have a strong following. So if you're looking at getting one, know what to look for, shop hard, and be ready to pay a little more than your average Honda or Toyota. I'm Sam Haymart for Test Driven TV. I hope you enjoyed the ride.